Hello, so today I'm going to be showing you how to protect your fruit plants during the winter so they can survive a hard frost. And this is what the result of it will be. It will look something like this. So during the winter it's very possible that the plant can suffer from frozen roots, where the water gets trapped in the plant pot, and when it freezes it can permanently damage the roots, which then affects the tree's life or the plant's life. So this is why this video is going to explain why you can try and avoid that by doing these simple steps. So the first step is to get yourself a frost resistant plant pot. They are a little bit expensive, and that's even a discounted rate, and that's just for one pot. I know it's cheaper to get plastic pots. You can still do this with plastic pots. The one that I've done earlier isn't a plastic pot, so you still can do it in plastic pots. It's just better to try and get a frost resistant one. And now that we've got the plant pot sorted, we're gonna have to check to see if it drains water out correctly. So plant pots like this only come with one hole right at the bottom. And if you was to put water in, like this, chances are the water would not flow out that hole. So what I've had to do is drill out other little holes like this so the water can travel out. So basically what this is stopping the water from freezing at the bottom of the pot. So if the water is trapped at the bottom of the pot, it can freeze at the very bottom, causing the roots that are at the bottom of the pot to basically be affected by the frost and kill them off. So it's better to get the pot so the water can drain out completely to stop any water inside that can potentially freeze and damage the plant. So to solve this issue, I literally just get a drill. What I've done was then is just drill some holes in the actual pot, so it gives it more places that the water can drain out freely. So now that the plant pot is sorted, I can now transplant my young apple tree into it. Alright, now that our plant is now planted in our new frost resistant plant pot, now we just put it on some bricks. So the reason why we put it on bricks is because if it rains and the water goes into the plant, with the new holes we got underneath, it should drip out to the bottom. If this plant pot was on the floor, the water would not be able to escape. It would just be sat underneath. And it's the same thing again. If it's on the floor and it's underneath, the water can freeze and it could damage the plant pot and the roots underneath. So the water dripping out from the bottom and being able to run away will stop the water from freezing underneath the plant pot, so it decreases the risk of any freezing at the bottom of the plant. So the next step is mulching. I've already done a video on my channel on how to make mulch if you guys didn't know how to make mulch or where to get mulch from. So what we're actually going to be doing now is mulching the top of our plant to give it some more insulation. So now all we do is just apply the mulch to the top of the plant, but try not to put too much around the base of the plant. There we go. So just like that, a nice layer of mulch on top. So what we do, we leave the circumference around the plant free, because once this mulch starts decaying, it could damage the base of the plant, so we want to try and keep that free. But the rest of it, we've layered it up quite nicely. What this is actually acting as is basically like a loft, where you've put your insulation on top, so it keeps all the soil underneath well insulated, so if it does frost, it shouldn't affect the soil too much, and it should protect it from going frosty. So now is the last step, and it's time to wrap it up in some bubble wrap. And it should end up looking like this one here. So this is also quite simple to do. What you want to do is get some bubble wrap, fold the bubble wrap in half, so it's the same length as the pot, like that. Just add a bit of tape there, just to hold it in place. And then we wrap it round like this. There we are, get our tape. And we just go around the pot like this, just to tape it up. So what we've basically done is we've now covered it in bubble wrap to cause like a greenhouse effect. So when the sun hits it, it should keep it nice and warm, and when the temperatures get a bit lower, it should kind of insulate it, same as the mulch. Basically we're insulating it from different sides to try and keep the plant pot warm so it doesn't end up freezing the contents inside of it, which is the roots. So yeah, this is how you protect your plant pots and your plants obviously living inside of them during the winter, to stop any frost damage to the roots or the plant itself. So yeah, this is how I protect my plants during the winter.